We've all heard the term like something out of your worst nightmare. The best thing about your own nightmare is that it's your own and it's your personal nightmare. But what's worse than your own personal nightmare is having our nightmare infiltrated by an outside source who's trying to manipulate and control us into believing a false narrative that the world is a completely threatening, dangerous, and scary place. When we allow ourselves to be manipulated and have our nightmare infiltrated, we lose control of even our own dark side. And that's the worst kind of nightmare imaginable. Welcome to Illinois Bridging Awareness. I'm Stanley Smith. At Illinois Bridging Awareness, I think we do have awareness that the world does have challenges and issues, and there are many, many concerns that we rightfully need to be concerned about, but there is a much larger side, a much larger version to this life experience, which is full of joy and hope and love and kindness and everything that makes life and motivates and energizes everyone's existence every day of our lives. Each week on the Saturday call, we have different topics of discussion, and people chime in with various bits of information and different pieces of the puzzle, which are helping to form our picture here in Illinois as we navigate this journey through our lives together. Some of the truths we've gathered are the idea that if we're seeing ourselves in a dark place, well, that might be because the opportunity is for us to be the light in the darkness for ourselves and for others. Other truths that we've come across are the idea that in the context of the truther movement, we could see that it has been infiltrated somewhat. And in any given instance of hearing 5 truths, probably 1 or 2 of those are actually going to be incorrect or erroneous, and they're sprinkled in there either by error or by purposeful intent to help us buy into things that we don't really want to buy into. But because a couple falsehoods are sprinkled in with a couple truths, we buy the truths and tend to swallow some of the falsehoods. Another piece of the puzzle that's been shared is the idea that whenever we encounter somebody who we really disagree with or don't believe is on the right track, we tend to discount everything they say, and that also is probably not accurate in many cases, because somebody who's wrong honestly can't be wrong about everything. So even a naysayer might get it right every now and then. A couple weeks ago, Annie Ramon shared with us the idea that in all of our exploration and digging into these different levels of awareness and thought, we don't need to figure it all out. We don't need to agree with everything, and we don't need to buy into all of it. We can just take it for what it is and let it be there until we're ready to pick up that piece of the puzzle. Anya also shared with us the idea of our shadow self, and that's probably something we haven't heard about for a while, but I think in the whole projection of the world around us, the unfolding nightmare projection that we see, we could view it as a manifestation of our shadow selves, our worst nightmares. We all have our worst case scenario, the stories we tell ourselves, which can be helpful to us to help anticipate and navigate around dangers. But when they become out of control and unhinged, they can become a very negative and daunting projection of our negative energy. So something to think about. We don't need to disavow any part of ourselves. We don't need to disavow our shadow self. But when we are aware of it, when we notice it, and realize this is a story, I'm telling myself a story of the worst case scenario, what's going to happen today, and then I'm living that out. But if I can navigate the negative story and put it in context, then I can use what is helpful in it and mitigate some of the ill effects of what's not so good in there. Last week on the call, Jim Downs from Colorado explained to us that there are many, many fruits of our thoughts and beliefs and our understanding, and he shared the concept that silence is the is a benefit, because in silence we can have prayer, and prayer is in fact the fruit of silence. Jim also explained that prayer leads to faith, and faith is the fruit of prayer. Also, that love is the fruit of faith, and service is the fruit of love. And the ultimate destination of service and love is peace. As we all move along together here from our facts and intel and um, idea of figuring everything out to our next level of ideas and concepts and philosophies, we can see overriding principles and laws that apply themselves and explain and inform the living of our lives as opposed to just the nightmare of the facts of our lives. In in all these conversations, we're always talking about the truth and looking for the truth, and I think something we need to remind ourselves in these troubled times is that there is one ultimate truth, and that is God. So, as much as we do like to think we're figuring it out, God has already gone on ahead of us and figured it all out for us, and because of that, there's no reason to dwell on our personal nightmare or our collective nightmare. If you would like to join us on the Illinois Bridging journey, I will include my email in the description of this video. Our Saturday call is every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time on Zoom. I'll be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.